ballers, the vets, when we reminisce, and I'm just like, I don't think you understand how important it was to have players just playing. You know, the more people you see playing, the more likely you are going to inspire the next generation to play. There's many reasons why I play. I just love playing basketball. There's no other way to explain it. I took off like 4 years of playing National League basketball, and to be honest with you, we all go through, some players, especially in London, it can be quite a lot of different factors in terms of why people stop playing basketball. And, you know, it's one of those things that the older you get, your priorities change. And so I don't understand why people stop playing. But for me, those 4 years that I took off, like every year I wanted to come back, but mentally I wasn't ready to come back because I wasn't willing to make the sacrifices in order to play basketball. I had other things that were more important to me at that time, and that's like most people. However, now I said to myself, and you know, this goes out to all the other players who are roughly in the vet status. Yeah, man, it's like we can always find time for things that we enjoy doing. And I think if you enjoy playing basketball or whatever you enjoy doing, try and find a little bit of time to do it, because you'll get to an age where you want to do it. And I'm telling you what, those 4 years that I took off and played National League, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I lost a couple of steps. Like, I'm not moving how I normally move, like, and that's just from being out of the game. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, and we was talking about how players, especially if you've played at a certain level, in your head you still think you can do the same things as you could do before. However, your body's not going to do it, especially if you're not conditioning it to do it. So for me, in a long, short of way, is the summer is the perfect time to go out there and compete against your peers, because like, this is something that I always like, steel sharpens steel. So if you're not competing against the best, how can you ever improve? You always want to surround yourself with people who are better than you in all aspects of life, if you can. And if you can't, there is so many channels that you can find where you can find online communities where people can inspire you or help you learn things that you may want to learn. But overall, everything, you've just got to play. You've got to get out there and play. You've got to get out there, compete. And as long as you keep enjoying playing basketball, keep playing it, man. Earlier this week, one of the players, so Source Sports Basketball, we compete in the local league, LMBL. Go to the website, it's lmbl.org, and it's a local league. So you'll find these are players who can't dedicate the time to, let's say, practice twice a day, lift every day, and things of that nature. So the league is set up to kind of the league is set up as a platform for those types of player. Another way that I like to always explain it to people, especially people who don't know much about basketball, think of a Saturday non-league type of football competition, but with basketball. So this week I caught up with one of our rivals who plays for another team, and we was just talking, and it was a really good eye-opener. We battled during the year, and it's someone who I played against when I was younger as well. So he was at the run, I was at the run, he was there picking up his little one, and we just started talking about basketball, and it was refreshing to know that we still have players who are roughly about the same age as you, who you've played against when you was a junior. You know, I'm talking like under 20s, and you've competed, and they've got to a stage in their life where they've found the love of the game again. And, you know, the whole idea of just competing, you know, where you can balance out your own life out in terms of the things that you need to do to make sure that you eat every day and that you can keep a roof above your head, and then still dedicate that little bit of time to play basketball. So we was just chatting, it was really, really good. And my whole thing is just encouraging people to keep playing, you know, and removing we can't wait. And I'm just talking to the basketball community. The time has passed now. We can't wait for funding. We can't wait for handouts. We can't wait for sponsorship. As a community that is extremely small, we have to support each other. And supporting each other is not about always giving your money. And Summer Madness UK, they run a really good event in Brighton, and he made a really, really good post this week, and he was explaining about supporting each other and things of that nature. And I second that. I definitely second that. And that's the way we can improve. Definitely our league as well. When you look at, I actually had a conversation with a referee this week as well, and he went to a tournament in Amsterdam, and I was asking the question, like, what can we do to catch up to everybody else in Europe? And he was just talking about the basic things that players do in other countries where they don't travel, they run sets and things of that nature. So I think, we've got quite a lot of people who are organising things over the summer, and if you can, take part in it, especially if it's on a weekend. And as basketball players, we need to remove ourselves from the idea of paying for basketball. Most of us have been very spoiled. I was one of them where I never paid for anything in terms of basketball, especially when I was younger, which was really, really good. However, you get used to it, and it's only when you realise how much it costs to run events, how much it costs to run a club, and all those things, that you really understand. Like, unless people make contributions towards things, you'll see that's why a lot of clubs stop running, because of that. So we have to make sure that we support each other, go to the runs, especially if you're going to these runs, they ask you to pay your subs, bring your little subs or whatnot. And then when we have these competitions, everyone just join in. So over the summer, the couple of competitions that are running, one's the Pro Classic. I think they're running in June. We're going to follow them in July. We haven't confirmed the dates yet, but the dates will come. And then also check out Summer Madness UK. They do an excellent event in Brighton. Entertainment, the whole thing, so it's going to be really, really good. And there are some other events that's coming up as well. So like, if you've got any events that you're running, basketball related, or anything to help the young people out or the youth, inbox me, send me a message. I'll cross promote for you. It's not an issue at all. But I think, like I said before, like, support comes in many shapes and forms, and so we have to really support each other, especially when it's things to develop and uplift our community. Anyway, Mansour TheGreat,